Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. The other day, I posted something on Facebook. I said, today I didn't feel like going to the gym, and so I took my ass to the gym. And I say that because I know there's a lot of trainers out there who will make it seem like they never have a bad day in their life. They've never had a day where they didn't feel like going to the gym. They never had a day where their stomach was hurting a little bit like mine was this morning. You know, I ate breakfast, drunk my coffee, my stomach was hurting a little bit. And so I was like, maybe I should just wait a couple of hours. And then I was like, oh, hell no, I'm about to go ahead and take my ass to the gym. And so I went ahead and went. And the reason I say these things and I try to be as authentic as I can and transparent as I can on social media with y'all is because I think a lot of times people think that they're going through adversity and challenges and they think that nobody else goes through these things. And so in terms of fitness, you think that, you know, if you're not motivated, you shouldn't go to the gym. If it's not convenient for you to go to the gym, you shouldn't go to the gym. But you know, that couldn't be any further from the truth because there's plenty of days where even myself, I've been doing this 14 years coaching people doing it. And I still have days, weeks where I don't feel like going to the gym. It's not convenient. I'm tired, but I still go. You see what I'm saying? And this is why I always tell y'all, you can have the best workout plan. You can have the best meal plan in the world, the whole nine, to get the results you need, but some people will still fail. And the reason why is because they're not focused on the internal work and transformation they need to have. This shit is way more than just diet plan and workout plan. See, you can have the best workout plan, but let's say you're tired and you don't feel like going to the gym, then you might start to have negative self-talk. Oh, I ain't got to do it today. I'll push it off to tomorrow. Then you don't do it, and then the next day come around. Oh, you know what, man? Dang, I know I should have went. Man, I'll just start next week. Negative self-talk. You see what I'm saying? Wrong mindset. And this is why mindset is so important, guys. Until you understand this part of it, this is why people have these like negative stories that they tell themselves. Man, dang, I'm such a failure. Dang, I'm just so fat. Dang, I always fuck it up. Dang, man, I don't know why it's always me. It must be my genetics or something. This is negative self-talk, man. And in even the character traits, right? We see these video games and movies and we see how we watch these different movie characters, right? And we like, dang, this character out here is strong. They're so charismatic. They do all these things, right? Well, you're a character too. You can improve your character by becoming more mentally disciplined, by becoming more mentally tough, by becoming more consistent. How much further would you get in your life if you built and shaped your character in that way? It's not gonna happen overnight. You know, I was talking about one of my buddies last night, and I was giving him some game, and he was like, you know, we've kind of always like challenged each other silently, been at like challenge with each other as we you know, grew and got older, and he went through a point in his life where he kind of lost himself. And I used to get a lot of my swag from him early on when we was getting out of high school. And, you know, as we got older, I started noticing that he didn't have that swag no more. It was kind of robotic a little bit. I'm like, man, dog, do you realize, like, I used to look up to you when it came to fashion. And he was like, man, I didn't have a sense of purpose. And I was like, dog, I used to think the same way. But it's not about, you shouldn't only shine when you're in your purpose, because our purpose can change. And so if you put all of you and you only light up when you're in that purpose, what happens when it changes? You telling me that you lose all your swag, you lose all your charisma? No. That's why I don't pour all of my value into my purpose. My value is in the value that I instill in myself. My value is in the skills, in the character traits that I instill in myself. Mental toughness, discipline, confidence from doing the work on the days when I don't feel like it. Self-talk. When I have a bad day, I don't talk shit about myself. I don't talk down on myself. I empower myself. Shit, man, let's bounce back. Hey, man, this is what we do, man. We got to show up. You know what I'm saying? People hear other people talk to them that way and it encourages them, but you got to be willing to do that shit for yourself. Because sometimes you go be in a moment in your life where you don't have anybody else to do it but you. This is why I say you have to nail down this part first. Because once you start to get these character traits, once you start to instill this type of value into yourself, when you get a meal plan, a workout plan, you damn right you go take that shit to the max. You damn right you go get the results, because you've already instilled the value in yourself to whatever I do, I'm willing to bet on myself, because man, I'm mentally tough to know it's gonna be some hard times, it's gonna be some good times, it's gonna be some times when I don't feel like doing it, but I'm still gonna do it. You see what I'm saying? And when you do that, when you do this so long, this is how you build like charisma and authenticity. That's just like to the point where people feel like you just bold as hell. They're like, damn, you willing to say that? You're damn right, because I know I put so much value into myself and I know my shit. You see what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna show up. And people who they kind of tiptoe their way through life, those the people who just kind of tried shit and tried a meal plan, tried a workout plan. I'm willing to try it. I might do it. That ain't gonna work. That's not confidence. That's not confidence, man. Like, that's when you go into things and you like, I'm just gonna try the meal plan and workout plan. Hopefully it works out. There's no confidence. This is why you have to focus on the mental side of things. Like, you know, that's why they call it personal development, self-help. Self-help. They have a whole section inside of Barnes and Nobles that's called self-help books. And so that you can start to learn how to empower yourself, build your self-esteem. Some of y'all, man, I know you've gone through tough times and you've gained a lot of weight. You've gotten unhealthy. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person, but you have to start learning skills to help yourself. Learn skills from reading books. Learn skills and learn how to add value to yourself from reading books, listening to podcasts like the podcast that I do, because self-help and personal development has helped me change my life. I didn't have nobody where I come from in the hood talking about shit like this. I didn't. I had to start picking up books. Then after I started making some money from picking up books, then I started buying courses. Then I started spending thousands of dollars on coaching programs, mentorships, personal development. But when I first started, I hear somebody talking about spending $1,000 on something. I thought it was a scam. Like, why would I spend 1,000 something, 5,000, 10,000, 25,000? What? I hadn't developed myself enough yet, personally. You see what I'm saying? And so I had to go through my journey of personal development. And as I started reading, I started to understand, dang, these are secrets of the most successful people. Ain't nobody becoming successful all by themselves. Not making millions. It's not all about making money, but what I'm saying is, if you want to make millions, like where I come from, growing up in the hood, a lot of guys, we have somewhat of an obsession of wanting to just get to the bag. We have a certain level of we just feel more valuable to ourselves. It's just more meaningful to us to just always be growing, and not just personally, but we look at the bank account like, shit, what them numbers looking like today? What them numbers looking like? You see what I'm saying? And it's not that we feel sad if it ain't growing, but you don't just pour all your purpose into the numbers. You see what I'm saying? I'm not just, I feel good on the days where I see money going in. I feel bad on the days where they're going out. I used to feel like that. But what I started to learn was, if I develop the skills, the personality traits of being disciplined, consistent, it's plenty of days where I don't feel like doing these podcasts or the lives. You see what I'm saying? It's plenty of days I don't feel like shooting content or writing content, but I do it. Researching content, but I do it. You see what I'm saying? And so you have to develop these skills of understanding how to esteem yourself. And with me building my business, I had to learn skills of doing sales, skills of marketing, skills of understanding how to tell different stories to make people to connect and relate to people. You see what I'm saying? These are lifelong skills that I have developed, and it gives me confidence because I know it. I don't just like think I know this shit. And when you have that type of level of like awareness around yourself and skills, you can go into any arena. Like even if I didn't do fitness, like and help people, I'm passionate about this. This is why I'm in this industry. But even if I went into real estate, I went into tech sales or whatever it is, I have skills that transfer over into those other ventures. And so I would be able, in 3 to 6 months, I'd be making close to 6 figures, if not 6 figures. Because I have skills that have allowed me to get to this point. And so this is why I say mindset first, then everything else follows. I don't care if it's business, relationships, fitness. Mindset first. Start understanding yourself. Start understanding your talents. What just comes naturally to you. Start understanding what doesn't come naturally to you. Like for me, when I wake up, I don't wake up excited. Like these people in personal development, they be talking about they wake up at 4 a.m. and they just be amped up and ready to go. That ain't your boy. I just didn't develop that trait or talent. That ain't me. I've hated it ever since I started playing football. But I've done it at times in my life because I was moving towards a purpose. Like when I was, in high school and even middle school, man, I was training like I was in the freaking NFL. I was waking up at like 4:30 in the morning. I'd put socks on my hands, get in my little Volkswagen Rabbit, drive up to the middle school, and do 5 miles around the track. It used to be cold as hell outside. And I didn't have no AC in the Volkswagen Rabbit, no power steering in the steering wheel. So I used to be working my damn arms, turn that damn steering wheel. But through the process of doing those things, I developed discipline. I developed emotional and emotional, how can I say it? Emotional toughness. Because there were plenty of days I didn't want to get up. There was plenty of days where I was like, oh man, it's so cold. And I was a little ass kid when I was doing this, y'all. A little kid. But I was being disciplined. And so some of y'all, you grown as hell, man. You in your 20s, your 30s, 40s, and 50s, and you're out being disciplined. I know we got all these different responsibilities that we got to have, but it would be a lot better. Life would be so much better if you had the discipline and the emotional resilience to tolerate the stress. See, when you start to become disciplined and you do certain things that are uncomfortable, and guys, I don't know why, but so many people nowadays think that once they feel a little uncomfortable, they're doing something wrong. It ain't that you're doing something wrong. It's that you need to do it more often to develop more bandwidth to do it. A more higher tolerance to be able to get it done. And then start to get it done more efficiently. Because you've done it so long. And so, but you never get to that point if you never start and you don't have that emotional resilience. And so, you start working out, you're going to be sore as hell. What you going to tell yourself after you've been sore as hell for a week or two? Damn, man, I'm still off. Hell no, I'm tired of this, man. I'm tired of being sore. All you going to say, man, I'm going to keep on going. Because eventually this soreness is going to leave. Eventually this soreness I'm not going to be as sore no more. Let me start listening and reading books and just start watching people who work out and just see how they, think about soreness. Do they continue to push through when they sore, or do they give up? They already ripped up. They got to know something. They didn't just get to that point. They wasn't just ripped up and cut up when they was at birth. They had to go through a transformation too. And so have you thought about that? You do know Coach J, I still get sore sometimes. I still have days when I'm not motivated. I still have days when I'm tired. Not even just physically, but also mentally exhausted from just work and just, all the different responsibilities that I have. You see what I'm saying? Human just like y'all. And so you got to start to develop yourself emotionally, mentally, spiritually, the whole nine. Once you get that down packed, then you don't have to wait till you get that down packed to start making moves with fitness and nutrition, but you should be intentional with improving yourself. You need to be intentional with getting mentally stronger. And that's why I say fitness is like the gateway to personal development, because you're voluntarily putting yourself through adversity. You're voluntarily lifting heavier weight to put pressure on yourself. And so if you keep doing that and you stay, man, I'm about to add a little bit more weight, that makes your character stronger. Not just your muscles, but your character, your spirit. It makes you stronger. And so when you walk out the gym, you be like, boy, that was a tough workout. And then imagine doing that for like a week, then a month, then a year. And then you endure some type of stress or adversity just in life. It's going to make it a lot easier to withstand that stress because you've already conditioned your body, your nervous system, your spirit to be able to deal with that type of stuff. Not the things specifically, but just stress in general. It's what we call stress management. You start exercising, you start doing cardio, you start lifting weights, you start when you feel a little like you want to eat some junk food, you have some delayed gratification. You wait until the weekend to have a cheap meal, but you don't just splurge and binge eat throughout the week. That's building your character, man. Delayed gratification. You know you want to eat it. It's plenty of times when I know I want to eat certain food, but I be like, I don't need to do that today. I got too much I need to be focused on doing, and I want to have energy. I want to feel good. I want to also feel good and proud about myself, knowing that I didn't give in to that instant pleasure. Because those instant pleasures can also cause regret. Are you going to fall into that instant pleasure? Or are you going to be like, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to do it yet. And then you wait until the weekend, and then you look back on the weekend, you're proud of yourself. So you're like, man, you know what, man? Boy, I really did want to eat them Oreos, but I waited. I really did want to eat me some Waffle House in the middle of the week as like a little pick-me-up, but I waited. I ain't do it. Make you start feeling proud of yourself like you're in control. Like you're not just a slave to your emotions. A lot of y'all are slaves to y'all emotions. When you feel bad, you have a bad day, you get into a rut, you want to quit. You want to just eat whatever you are. Fuck it, man. I'm about to go smoke some weed. Man, oh hell, man. I'm about to drink me some alcohol. No. Have some impulse control. Impulse control, man. Just because you feel it, that don't mean you need to act on it. Just give yourself some time, give yourself some grace to be like, what am I feeling right now? What triggered this feeling right now? Now you're becoming more self-aware. What's going on here? Like, why am I feeling like this? Okay, let me wait a few hours to see if this feeling is still here. Because it could just go away. It might not even stay there no more. You see what I'm saying? But you'll never know if you don't develop impulse control. This is a part of building your character, man. Building your mindset. So, don't want to go any longer, y'all. I hope y'all found this podcast helpful. If you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And also, leave your boy a 5-star review, man. We 20 plus reviews in over on Apple Podcasts. We still working our way up on Spotify and the Google and Amazon. But, yeah. When I look at the analytics, I notice that we have a lot of listeners on Apple Podcasts. So I appreciate every single one of y'all for dropping 5-star reviews. Just know I see you, all right? And I appreciate you. And if you haven't already and you've been listening to the podcast, leave your boy a 5-star review, man. I'm giving y'all this free game, man. Come on now. And then share the podcast out with somebody that you know would value the podcast and find it helpful.